3 of 5 of traveling to Tokyo. Today we're going to the largest fish market in Japan as well as other places in downtown Tokyo. So without further ado, let's get it. We made it to the fish market, and because it's so busy, it's going to be difficult for me to film. However, first got eel and egg skewer. Let's have a taste. Cheers. That's really good. And as we continued exploring, I got this sweet potato fries, then saw this beef skewer selling for $30. Sheesh. The exploration eventually led us inside, where I got my quick drink, then finally settled in a restaurant. Alright guys, so we chose a restaurant to eat in. I got some salmon sashimi. I'm gonna spread some soy sauce. A bit of wasabi. Cheers. That is so good. Probably the freshest fish I've ever eaten. But little did I know, by the end of the video, we would be eating so much food that easily tops this. However, for now, let's go get more food. We got oysters. I'm gonna spread some lemon. Cheers. Guys, the food here is absolutely insane. Those are fish that they mostly caught right in the morning. It's really just insane. Let's explore some more and go to our next destination. After all the exploration, we headed to our next destination, which was Shibuya, one of the main downtown areas in Tokyo. And on the way, we rode Japanese subway for the first time. That was actually really cool. Guys, we made it outside the subway station, and right outside should be the Shibuya Scramble, the most famous and the biggest intersection in the world. Let's go check it out, see if it's worth the hype. And there it was, the largest scramble in the world. It looks completely insane. Right, guys, so this is a Shibuya Scramble. Oh my gosh, people are crossing, I gotta go. I don't think I've seen that many people cross at once, nor seen that much people interested in just crossing an intersection, which was very interesting. Maybe they're just small YouTubers like me trying to get a couple hundred views. Let's head to our next destination. Another big crosswalk alert. Alright guys, we came into a Starbucks that kind of overlooks the Shibuya Scramble, which is pretty cool. We're gonna try to get a seat and then I'll meet you there. As we got seated at one of the best views, you can see the entire Shibuya Scramble. I got mango frappuccino. Here we go. That's really good. We got sugar donuts. That's so good. Now we're gonna head to the underground Star Wars pop-up store. Let's get it. The Star Wars pop-up store was actually so cool. It had unlimited merches, water bottles, and Star Wars character statues. I especially love that Chewie one. I saw $2,000 Star Wars chessboards, lightsabers worth hundreds of dollars, and this Darth Vader art selling for $15,000. And of course, this wall full of fans' signatures. And on our way to lunch, I saw these people riding Mario Karts in the middle of the street. That's crazy. And I'll give you a second to guess where we're heading for lunch. Wrong, we're actually heading for a department store. Yay. Into a restaurant, it has a long line. All these people are currently in line, and we're in the other line. We're gonna have to wait for a bit, but I'm sure it will be worth it because it's a very famous restaurant. So yeah. Alright guys, we made it to the restaurant. Each of us have like this little area in front of us, which is, yeah, very interesting. This is a hamburger restaurant, which I've actually never been to. I'm expecting a lot because this is a very popular restaurant that we usually have to wait 2-3 hours, but luckily we only have to wait like 30 minutes. So with the high expectations set, I saw my chef rolling out my hamburger, then started sizzling right away. I got my soup and salad and got my steak as well, which looked absolutely stunning. I mean, the marbling on the steak was so crazy. So I was very excited. Then the chef put my hamburger on the plate and cut the perfect medium rare steak pieces onto my plate. I was ready to eat. At least I thought, because it turned out we have to cook it ourselves because the meat is basically raw on the inside. So I took the whole part, cooked it, then took out separate parts to cook it. Then finally, alright guys, I cooked my meat the way I want it, which is medium. And yeah, let's give it a taste. Cheers. That is so good. That is the best food I've tasted on this trip yet. Definitely a 5-star. So we know the hamburger is good, but what about the steak? That just melts in your mouth. That's crazy. So I continued cooking, then eating, then cooking even more, then eating even more, and started eating so fast. Everyone thought it was time-lapse, even though it wasn't. That's crazy, right? That was the best hamburger and the best steak I've ever had. Oh my gosh. Definitely the best meal so far in Tokyo. And here is my review. We came to Tokyo-te, which is a Japanese supermarket. We're gonna look around. I think there are things here that doesn't exist in any American supermarket, so let's explore. The supermarket was very fun to explore as it had things like this toy pop-up store that saw these very odd characters. Haribo chocolate, which I didn't know existed. Hot and convenient food you can pick up anytime. A bunch of snacks, toys, cosmetics, and so much more. And when I headed back outside, I had a very interesting challenge planned. We're back at the Shibuya Scramble. This time I'm going to try to be the first one to cross it. And oh boy, I was so ready. And as the last bus crossed, I saw the green light, which means that it was my turn to sprint as hard as I can. And I was so confident I was first place until I saw this lady sprinting like Usain Bolt. And I lost all hope until she stopped, which gave me a head start to win the race. I think I was the first one. Yo, there were so much people running. So much people had the same goal as me. I thought I was gonna be the only one running, but there was a lady right next to me sprinting like it was a race. Sheesh! Our next destination is called the Shibuya Sky. It's that building right there. We're gonna go on top of it, so let's get it. Because the tickets were sold out, we were only able to go up to the 14th floor, which was a bit of a disappointment, but that was okay until we found out that no videos allowed. But here are some photos from online. The next destination was a place I was looking for this entire day, and it was called the Tokyo Skytree. I'm standing at a very stunning 634 meters. It is the tallest building in all of Japan and the third tallest freestanding structure of all time. So with that being said, let's get it. To the entrance, I took a quick pit stop at this Pokemon store where there was this awesome Pokemon statues, hundreds of toys related to Pokemon, arcade, and of course thousands of dolls that never seemed to end. And next to it was the Kirby Cafe, which I guess was a Pokemon because next to it was a bunch of merches related to it along with the cafe. And after the exploration, we started going towards the lobby, and I started to realize how humongous this tower actually was. And in the lobby, we got our ticket, Then I got my guidebook, then literally read it within seconds. That was crazy. And after some security, then I scanned my tickets, and I totally didn't scan it the wrong way first. I saw how cool these elevators were, and I was ready to go in. And even though the inside of the elevator wasn't that crazy, I was very excited. And the higher and higher we got, and the more and more my ears started hurting, I was getting very excited for the view on the top. And as the elevator opened, oh my gosh. Wow, the view here is crazy. This was honestly the moment I realized why people consider Tokyo to be the biggest city of all time. So without further ado, I'm just gonna let you guys really just soak in with the views. We can all agree that the view here is absolutely mind-blowing. And even though this observation deck is already 350 meters, there are more elevators that takes us even higher, 350 meters to 450 meters. That is 100 meters higher than the current observational deck. I'm so excited, and so are you. Let's go up the elevator. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the view here was just another level. I mean, it makes sense because we literally came from here to there. That's a huge difference. And with the anime style walls and of course the breathtaking view, I was fascinated not just by this tower, but the entire city of Tokyo. And as I continued to climb up, I realized that we were no longer in the 450 meter spot, but the 451.2 meter spot, which means that we are now in the highest point in all of Japan. And knowing that we looked at the view one last time before we were ready to go down the elevator to head for dinner. Food court check. Tonkatsu curry udon with salmon rice ball. That looks so good.